Glad I could get in on the technical issues. Makes me feel better about my Summit Smoke lives when we say that we're going to go live at 8 and we go to live at 10:30 p.m. Oops. Because we had some technical issues as well.
And no good, no bueno.
Yeah, it was like, Kyle ends up showing up an hour late, and then David's sister decides to call and say she's got to go get picked up, and that was interesting. I was wearing a Summit Smoke shirt.
Okay, we're live on our main feed.
When we say that
we're live on our main feed right now. Let me get a link to it. Shit, I can't believe this just happened. I'm so angry right now.
Oh, Matt. We're going to have to...
I don't even know how this happened.
We're going to have to look into someone different, buddy. It's been good to have you on.
Yep, I got to get out of here.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I hope people are able to find us.
Here, send the link to the messenger.
I did just now.
And I will...
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and share that again then.
I gotta change the name of it now. We're back. Yeah, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. I need to change the name of this live though, because it's registering under the wrong name at the moment. Oh man, so sorry about this happening, Christian. I feel horrible. I really do.
It's fine, man. Trust me, I'm not worried. I'm just happy to be here. Or what does Marshawn Lynch say?
Welcome back, everybody. Remember how we have technical difficulties all the time? We're back.
We're back. Hello. So very sorry about this, guys. I need to pull over some stuff from the description and things like that. Oh my goodness, what were we talking about when that all went to shit? Oh, blonde leaves. Adrian, do you prefer blonde leaves overall or dark leaf?
I've answered this question a few times, and I think I'm pretty steadfast with my answer. Obviously, you guys are talking about it depending on the situation, and that's usually true. But if I get to handpick when I'm smoking, I gravitate towards dark leaves more often than not. And that's just a preference thing, flavor density, and the little bit of head buzz I can squeeze out of tobacco these days. I feel like I have to load my bowl up with rocks and stuff I find outside just to get a buzz at this point.
Azure's been messing me up lately. The dark line. Oh my goodness. I don't know what they're putting in that, but
every once in a while when I smoke Azure, I will get just a gnarly buzz and just have to relax for a second.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It just caught me off guard last night. We were smoking it after we went live, and I literally had to put the hose down. I was like, this is smacked me right in the face. And Kyle's like, you all right? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know what happened here.
All right, so I think we're set right now on our main live page. Please drop a link into some places and let them know that we are still live onto this other side of the YouTubes on our main live, not on our link that was sent out before. I really hate that happened, especially because we've kind of lost our ability to not do giveaways, but we've lost our original like count. So I'm not sure what our like count is going to be at the moment. So I
know what to do. I know what to do about it.
Okay.
How many sun pipes and matte pairs did you say we had?
I have 1 sun pipe and 2 matte pairs.
And I have, let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I should have 9, 6 more Azure. Matt,
what
are you thinking? What I'm thinking?
I think we could do that. I think that might be the best way to do it.
Let's give them all away today.
Let's give them all away. Let's just do a bunch of random giveaways. Let's let me populate our giveaway box right now with everyone that's in here at the moment, and I'm gonna start hitting the giveaway button, and we'll start just giving stuff away every so often. How's that sound? And we'll see.
Yeah. Although it's a lot of giveaway. You know what? Yeah. Since we got a new way to give away, let's do that.
Yeah, we'll try that a few times.
Like we're getting some of our. Looks like we're getting some of our audience back. So that's good. So sorry, guys.
Yeah.
We did plan for this. Before the show, Matt was like,
No.
Okay, about 10 minutes in, we're going to cut the stream and move it over to keep it canon.
No.
Yeah.
And we've done that.
I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope, I don't know if all the other stuff I've set up, this sucks. When everything breaks altogether. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Let's talk about some hookah news and see if we can get the show back onto the rails a little bit like they were so well. You guys hear about that new Hookah John hookah, or the new Hookah John hookah that Hookah John is coming out with? Have you seen the stuff about it? Adrian, what are your thoughts so far about that?
The hookah looks really interesting. Something I saw on a live he did was he released some information about the diffuser.
Yes.
And this diffuser does look really cool. It lacks something that a lot of diffusers have that I don't agree with, which is the central hole at the bottom of the diffuser, kind of defeating the purpose of the diffuser. I think all the best diffusers don't have a hole at the bottom because it kind of the air is going to move through the path of least resistance, so you're still going to have a ton of air moving through the bottom hole. And he has all these kind of what's the best word for the shape? Like these crescent shape holes around the diffuser, and I'm hoping, I don't know, I haven't used it, but I'm hoping that this is going to be one of the better diffusers on the market once it's actually released.
What do you think about the look of the hookah so far that we've seen so far, Christian?
I like it so far. Honestly, the the nicest thing that I really like, I like the tray.
The tray looks
I
nice.
Yeah, the tray is like that's super cool. And honestly, I haven't done a whole lot of research onto it, but just from a couple of pictures seeing the tray, and honestly, like the diffuser that, like you were saying, somebody else was talking to me about that. So those were like the two things that I would honestly talk about as well.
Just
overall, it's kind of nice.
I also like that the diffuser is not a screw-on diffuser, but it's using O-rings, and it just slips on and slides on and locks into place. Obviously, O-rings will kind of dissolve after a little while, so I do kind of worry about that a touch. But I like it more than just the screw-on. I think it's a nice way.
Do we know if they're replaceable?
I would imagine they are. I don't think he said anything about it, but I do imagine that they would. That would be a case of it, at least.
It's really hard to replace cross-threaded threads, so yes. I would prefer, an O-ring.
Yeah,
yes. I completely agree with that as well. Okay, so there's been a little bit of stuff happening in the community. I didn't know if we wanted to touch on this at all, if we wanted to save that for another time, Adrian. I didn't want to bring anything into it that we didn't need to, obviously. So what are your thoughts? Should we talk and touch on some stuff real quick, make it a really small amount of time, or do we want to just move on? What are your thoughts?
I think either way, this is something that needs to be talked about.
Okay.
Christian, what do you know about it? Do you want to talk about it here, or would you like to stay away from that?
Honestly, I'm not sure where we're at here.
We'll be talking a little bit about Hookah Heroes.
Hookah Heroes.
Oh, I mean, we can talk about it for sure.
I think we're probably going to dedicate some time a little bit later. Sure. I want all the information, but definitely I think we should talk a little bit about it right now, you guys, just because it is current and it's something that, I don't know, it's hit me the wrong way personally, and there's a lot of people that I care about in the community that have been shafted in a very bad way, and I want to do it in the least dramatic, least bashing way possible, but I think people should kind of know what's going on for anyone who doesn't lurk in the Facebook groups like I know we all do fairly constantly.
Yeah, definitely. Who wants to start it out then? I don't.
Well, I just want to say that I feel bad for the entire situation as a whole because it's something that I wish did not happen, but obviously it is, and I think that the handling of it overall has been really poor in execution, and then also just overall just the way that it feels. It feels like every piece of it is just a larger lie that keeps building onto another thing. First off, I've met Ron. I thought he was a fine guy and stuff, like had a decent little conversation with him, spent maybe 5-10 minutes talking to him and stuff like that. So, like, I don't want to, question the dude's character in any way, but I do think that there's
anyone who's wondering, Ron is the owner of Hookah Heroes.
Yes.
I don't know if everyone's privy to that, so I just wanted to...
Right.
And
yeah,
there's
definitely
been a lot of, just the little details that have been the really messed up parts of it. It's kind of like, why did the site go down originally? Well, it's because of this reason. And then all of a sudden there was another reason, and then there was another reason, and now it's turned into a much larger thing as well. And those are the things that I think are the most frustrating of all. I don't like that he's trying to paint himself off as a martyr a tiny bit. I don't think too much. I think he's finally taken a step back and apologized more than he had before. But at the same time, there's so many problems and issues that have arisen from it, especially about people getting their money back for things that weren't given to them. He is on the train of if you just file a report, you'll get your money back. The reality is it's not that easy. If there's no money to be given back, it won't just magically appear. It's money that he took or has out, or it's been stamped away, so it can't just be given back. So there is going to have to be claims filed, and claims take a long time, and there's fees and all this other sort of BS that happens. So yeah, go ahead.
Just really quick, for anyone who doesn't know, because I feel like we're talking about it as if everyone's in the know.
Yeah.
And for anyone not in the know, and again, this is something I think I've already got a video going up on my channel very shortly on the whole thing. If you want the more X-rated version of my take on it, go over there. We try to keep things cheeky here on the podcast, less so over on Pipe Dream Hookah. But what had happened was Ron Dula, I think is how you pronounce his last name, who everything all my interactions personally with the guy have been nothing but nice. But what happened where there were a lot of people that were making purchases through Hookah Heroes, and a lot of them were substantial purchases, like stock orders for people who were out of stuff. You know, I think we've all spent $250 on a Hookah order before. Easy, no problem.
Yeah. No problem.
And the thing that happens is you pay for it, and then they're supposed to ship it to you. Well, what happened was the part where they ship it to you never happened. And then there was no communication between certain people and Ron. And then when it started to come out into the public, Ron was being very defensive, like Matt was saying, and kind of being deflective. And then he brought up you can just charge it back, as if that's a normal business practice that people just use. And that's, like you were exactly, Christian. It's not how it works at all. No. And that's kind of, there's some other things, but maybe we can save that. But yeah, Christian, if there's anything I haven't said about.
No, I think you pretty well covered it. But I mean, honestly, like my opinions as like a business owner, the reasons that he was giving before why his site went down, he runs it through a Shopify site, which obviously if you would look on the thing, you can click on it and it'll say Shopify. I also run a couple of sites through Shopify. I've never had the issues that he's claiming he's having, just from like a business standpoint. If anything like this happened to me, I would make sure to reimburse everyone. I mean, that's like, I work for a small business as is, like that's what I do for my real job. Plus, obviously, I've worked with Hookah Rush closely, not as an employee, but as someone that's kind of watched over what's been going on. And like, I've never seen it where they were like, "Oh, just charge it back to your card; it'll be fine." That's like, it's like a very like laissez-faire,
it's a good way
type of attitude.
That's something you do. Like you charge something back when you don't trust a business. Like that's not a business practice that a business owner should be suggesting to their demographic. It makes no sense. And then the way he's handled it, and you can, if you go to THL and look for the most recent, the Hookah Lounge, by the way, Facebook page, and look for the most recent post that I've made that has about 290 comments in it, and you want to like get the Cliff's Notes and how Ron has reacted, that's a pretty good way to do it. I won't go through some of the vulgarity here.
All right. Armchair General? Wasn't there
armchair general? He called his entire demographic armchair generals, and that to me, I was just like, "All right, you Gary Vaynerchuk wannabe motherfucker."
Oh my gosh!
You need to relax.
Yeah. He kind of reminds me, or this situation. I don't know if you remember this from back in the day, but HE had an issue with LA Valley Hookah.
Gosh, that's a long time. Yeah, I kind of remember.
Yeah, it's been very reminiscent of that, and I'm just like kind of like sitting in the background watching this happen, and I'm like, wow, this is exactly what we had to deal with LA Valley Hookah. This is crazy.
Yeah. Sadly, it's just going to be one of those things where I don't think he's ever going to be welcomed back into the community. It's going to be a long, hurting thing that's going to last for a long time. And it's really crappy. And
that's
overall,
the worst thing.
Yeah,
there were so many points where he could have just stopped doubling down, backed off, and went, "I fucked up so bad," and then he can go take care of his shit. And he probably would have been hesitantly welcomed back into the community, and over time able to build back his customer base, provided he handled everything as you're supposed to as a business owner. But instead, he's doubled down so hard that at this point, I don't know if that's an option for him. I don't know if Hookah Heroes is going to be something that we're going to see ever again.
Yeah.
No.
So
he says he's bringing it back, but I don't know.
It'd be crazy to see.
That wouldn't be the smart thing to do.
So
at this point.
In the chat right now, just want to point out that there is a link that just went up through Nightbot about our merch store that we have. Don't click on that and don't buy any merch yet. We're actually going to go through and redo all the merchandise that we have for sale. So don't buy anything as of right now. Wait a little while. We'll let you know when the store goes back.
Unless you want some exclusive stuff that was only up for 2 days, in which case, buy it now because it's not going to be able ever again.
It'll look real.
One of everything.
It'll look real nice after a little while. So I recommend just waiting, and we'll be able to do some better stuff than what we have up there right now. But you're more than free to go ahead and check out the store if you really want to. I have no issue with that, obviously. Okay, so let's
Quit telling them not to give us money.
Let's go ahead.
That's the whole reason we're in this. We are in this for dollars and cents.
Yeah. Are you ready to give something away, Adrian? Are you ready to give something away?
Yeah.
All right, let's try this new giveaway.
Sorry for this mess of the show.
We're gonna.
That's fine, man.
I'm gonna hit this button.
It's pretty much my classic.
I'm gonna hit this button right now, and when I hit this button, it's actually gonna produce us a giveaway winner right away. So everyone that's in the chat right now has the opportunity to win something. We're gonna start out with the sun pipe, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and just hit this button. The winner. You don't have to put a number or anything like that, luckily. So that's pretty cool. I'm just gonna hit a button, and it's gonna automatically give a winner based upon who is in the chat. So here we go. I'm gonna hit the button, see who wins it, and it looks like the winner is Paul. Congratulations, Paul. You have won. Good job, Paul. You have won
Eddie gets one sunpipe tip.
One sunpipe tip to go with his 5 others. So that'll be real nice for Paul. I'll get that sent out to you, obviously. We're going to be doing more giveaways, so stay tuned for that. We have a lot of stuff to give away, including Azor Cigar and Matt Pear tips as well. Let's go ahead and jump into the interview with Christian, because I think we have a good way to transition this whole thing into you about business owning and also your time with Hookah Rush and exactly what your stuff was there. Captain Wetbeard just said, guys, please make a shirt hoodie with a new AM logo with the dual hose silhouette in it with the A and the M. That is the plan. Woo. That is the plan. Guarantee that will happen. So it'll look nice.
How do you know what we're doing? Have you been hacking my Photoshop account?
Don't say that out loud. They might try. Okay, so let's get into this little bit of an interview, Christian. I just want to start by asking you, like, how long you've been smoking? Who are you? What did you do at Hookah Rush? And what is Summit Smoke? If you can walk us through that real quick, please take it away.
Absolutely. All right. So first off, I've been smoking since I was like 21. So I've been doing it about 6 years. How people should know me, I guess, is through Hookah Enthusiast. I've been in Hookah Enthusiast for, I think, since I was like 22. So like a year into me smoking, I was just like, let's dive into these Facebook groups. I think we had 800 members at that point.
Wow.
Yeah.
So long ago.
It was a while ago. But yeah, I mean, like, so I kind of just worked my way up. I mean, as you know, answering questions, doing stuff for being positive, and just one day they came a knocking, said, "Do you want to be a mod?" And I was like, "Sure, dude." So that's how that kind of all. Then we had like the whole mic thing, and
Blackstone.
Yeah, Blackstone.
The maniac mic. Sorry.
No, man, he's been real good. Like ever since.
That
we've
all
not
happened.
been in the same group.
What was your role with Hookah
Don't
Rush
worry,
and stuff?
we have a mod over at THL now. Everything's fine.
Oh, it's
Yes.
all great.
Yes.
I think you replaced me over there, which was a good decision, probably.
I did not know that.
What was your involvement with Hookah Rush exactly?
Pretty much, I was just a really close friend of the show, or the shop. The crazy thing, you want me to talk about how like I got into Hookah Rush?
Yeah, a little bit if you don't mind.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. So I actually was on, HE, and I started watching these videos of this on YouTube because I was bored and I wanted to smoke hookah, and like there was nobody in my area that would smoke with me. So I started watching these YouTube videos from a place called Hookah Rush that I figured out like 3 videos in that they're in Columbus, Ohio. And I'm like, I have to go see these guys. This would be awesome. So I watched the rest of their videos, and the next day I drove over to Columbus, which is about an hour and 15-minute drive for me, one way. And I walked in there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like you're Moise. And Moise was like, how do you know me? Like, I don't know you. And like, and I was just like, yeah, like I watch your YouTube videos. And he's like, no way. And I'm like, yeah, man, like definitely. I watched your YouTube videos. I was like, I watched like the first one I think I ever watched was the like where they did the cloud and then they are on top of the apple on top, which predated the Provost, which we still kind of they take a little bit of credit thinking that they created the Provost. And so I watched that. I thought that was funny. So I came up, and then Sam and Carrie, who also worked there, walked into the store after I'd gotten there, and I'm like, hey, you're Sam and Carrie. And they're like, how do you know me? So basically I fanboyed my way into becoming friends with them. And as soon as I told them I watched their YouTube videos and I was in HE, they were like, you have to smoke a bowl with us. And we went in the back and smoked double apple. I'm pretty sure it was double apple. It was either double apple or Triforce. And that's like the 2 things that we smoked there. Sam and I became really, really close friends. I don't know if you guys remember him or not, the hookah scientist. He's not been on Facebook for like 4 years, so I would understand if you didn't. Yeah. And he just kind of was like, oh, you want to come shoot some videos with us? And I'm like, sure. So like I would film and do some like different stuff for the shop. And then like I kind of ended up meeting the owner of Furos, and we just kind of like developed a friendship. And Sam, Carrie, and Moise all left around the same time. And I just kind of like stepped in and like helped them with like their social media.
Very cool.
But
and good.
That's about it. I've always just been a friend of the shop.
All right, very cool.
I assume you like own the place from your presence over. I'm like, yeah, he owns Hookah Rush, whatever. It's no problem.
A lot of people think that. That's the funny thing.
Yeah. Well, it would have been a really cool place if you would have, and it still is, but still, it would have been even cooler if you owned it. But let's talk about your new project that you have going on, which is Summit Smoke over on Facebook. If you can walk us through a little bit of what that is exactly.
Yeah, that's just like 3 amateur hookah smokers pretending like they know things, and we just go live and have fun. Yeah, we just go live, have fun, and we smoke some hookah. We usually are pretty drunk whenever we do it, which is probably not the best for the educational purposes. But you know, we're just about the education. We try to help people as the best that we possibly can through Summit Smoke, and we just honestly, it's more of like a passion project for us than anything else. It's not like it's pretty much like the 3 David, me, and Kyle. We're all just really close friends. And we enjoy doing it, so I think we're going to continue to do it until we stop enjoying doing it. You know what I mean? Which I don't see happening anytime soon. Mm-hmm. But I know Paul, if Paul's still in the chat, he joined us one time. And, you know, we've had Hookah Frank and a couple other people on as well.
Paul's everywhere.
Yeah, Paul is everywhere.
Everywhere you look, there's just Paul hanging out.
Paul's like, hey, man, what you doing over there? Can I hop on here? Yeah. But, yeah, so I've been very fortunate to see, like, you know, just the support that we've gotten even from Summit Smoke and just being like a silly little like passion project for us. It's been awesome. So
very cool.
Yeah. I want to thank everybody that comes out and watches too.
Yeah. If you're unaware exactly where it's at, just head on over to Facebook, and it's just at Summit Smoke. You can do a search for it and stuff and join them, like them, follow what they're doing on their videos and stuff. It's very cool stuff. Hopefully me or Adrian can stop by one of these days and go and check it out. It'll be pretty cool.
Yes, anytime you guys want on, you just let me know.
Awesome.
We're live on Sundays, so
I need to. It? So Bilu just said what the channel. It's on Facebook. Bilu. He doesn't have a Facebook. That's the problem. Yeah. That's what he's asking about.
Hi, Kyle Smith of Relic Springs.
Yeah, Kyle Smith is here.
To hear from you. Nightbot needs to chill the fuck out.
Yeah, Nightbot is putting all of our friends into timeout right now. Nightbot is everybody's in timeout. I need to redo the spam. I need to redo the spam for it. By the way, Ariel, I did see you. Hi, Ariel. How you doing? So nice of you to stop by as well. Derek stopped by as well. Nightbot is getting angry. I don't know what his problem is, but I need to put him in timeout, I think is what's going on.
Put him in timeout.
I wonder if Nightbot will put me in timeout, because then I'm kind of Nightbot's employer. So.
No, don't risk it. Don't risk it. Okay, so let's go ahead and finishing up the interview with you. I just want to ask you, what's it like being a leader in the community, and the biggest differences from being a member to becoming an admin of a very large group with a lot of members, obviously?
Wow. Okay, so I don't treat it any differently than how I would personally act in a group of that size. Obviously, I have like some more administrative duties. Like if somebody gets out of line, I have to be the bad guy. Which I'm not very good at. If you guys probably didn't notice, I'm terrible at being the bad guy.
You're too nice.
Yeah. But I also, if you catch me in a bad mood, I will tell you exactly where you can put it.
Then you turn into Nightbot is what you're saying.
Yes. Then I turn into Nightbot. Yeah. You don't want Christian turning into Nightbot. But yeah, so, honestly, it's just a respect thing. Honestly, if everyone treats each other with respect, even in this group or in every group, just worldwide, we would be a lot happier. Everyone would be a lot happier. I mean, so I always try to lead by example. So I do try to tend to stay away from like the real touchy topics. I mean, if somebody asked me directly and said, hey, what do you think about this? Then I would answer. But for the most part, I try to like stay out of the drama, try to just be educational. That's honestly the best thing I can tell you about being a leader of a Facebook group.
Now everybody is trying to set off Nightbot at the moment. That is everybody's goal, is to set off Nightbot. It looks like. Oh my goodness, what did I do?
This is why we need a real live mod.
We need a real
so we
one.
Can have a human being be an asshole instead of a robot.
Exactly.
Ooh.
So we can point our actual hate at somebody.
By the way, we have received some emails from moderators.
We have.
And just so everyone knows, we have been impressed with many of them. And you'll be hearing back from us shortly, because we're probably going to launch that in Season 3, where there's going to be all kinds of new cool stuff Even more technical difficulties.
Yeah. If you're interested in becoming a mod or joining the team of the AM Hookah Podcast, obviously, then just send us an email at hookahpod@gmail.com. I dropped the email into the chat right now, so if you're interested in that, please drop us an email and we'll take a look at it and stuff. And try to be a little nicer tonight, but I think he's doing the best that he's, AI able to do. So let's go ahead and get into our main topic of the show, which is popping the cherry, going off of the very first time that we tried certain things. So I have some brands put over here. Now, the point of the show, or the topic, is not to talk about the first time we ever smoked hookah, but it's more like to talk about the very first time we ever tried maybe a famous flavor, a famous brand of sorts and stuff. So I want to ask you, Adrian, what was your very first experience with Al Fokker, the original AF, one of the very first ones that a lot of people start with, obviously. What was your first time with Al Fokker?
All right, so that's a hard one because I was a lounger long before I ever owned my own hookah. So I'm going to start with when I owned my own hookah because that's when I started to kind of figure out what the hell I was smoking. And it was Al Fokker Mint from the original line. And my thought process was, man, I love getting mint in everything when I go to these lounges. I'm going to pick up some mint for me. And I got a 250 thinking it was going to last me a long time. Naive little me. 250s are like half a week's worth of just tobacco.
Yeah.
So Al Fokker Mint was that flavor alone is probably the reason that I put mint in everything that I smoke, because I became addicted to it immediately. It's this nice bright mint. I've heard the legends of the old blend for Al Fokker Mint being much better than the current one. Dirty mint? Are you talking about trifecta?
No. Dirty mint. That's what we used to call it at the store.
Really? Oh, back in the day.
The OG. We had some OG AF for a while, and
see. I've never tried that. Yeah, I've heard the legends of it, but I've never tried it. But what I like about Al Fokker's mint is it's super earthy. But yeah, that's not just my first experience with Al Fokker. That was my first 250 of anything I've ever bought, period. So that's a good starting point. Buy Al Fokker Mint. If you haven't tried it yet, if you're one of those guys that hop right into the Facebook communities and you're like, all right, I'm just going to smoke all these mints everyone's telling me to smoke. If you've missed Al Fokker Mint, leave the show now. Go buy a 250 of Al Fokker Mint and come back.
Mm-hmm.
Very good stuff.
You'll be welcome. You'll welcome us. Or wow.
You'll be welcomed by us.
Words are hard.
What about you, Christian?
No, you're right.
What was your first experience with Al Fokker?
I think if we're talking about not being in a lounge, because obviously my first lounge experience was Blue Mist, but besides the point, which I think probably is most people's first lounge experience.
We'll get there to Blue Mist. We'll get there.
Yeah. But AF, I think my first ever AF was AF Rose, I want to say. Whoa. Yeah. I was like, oh, this one's kind of cool looking, because
it's so bad. I hate it.
A little background: when I started smoking hookah, the reason why I started doing it is because all of my roommates were doing it. There was 5 of us, so each one of us would go out and picked up a different flavor. So we had mint, rose, blueberry. I think not grapefruit. What was the other one? Orange and something else. And it was just so we all picked up a different flavor, and all 250. And again, we thought we were balling. We're we got 1.5 kilos. We're going to be smoking for the rest of the year on this.
Little did you know. I don't know. Al Fokker has just been one of those standby brands for such a long time. I think so many people have tried so many different things from that brand, and it's still fun to go back to every once in a while. I think there's lots of stuff that's a lot better now, but it's still an interesting one to kind of reminisce about or get nostalgic about and stuff. And I think another brand like that is Nakla. I think a lot of people, when you think Nakla, the very first thing you think of is double apple and stuff that, which is understandable. I smoked double apple from Nakla a lot and stuff. I was never a big double apple fan. I didn't like that anise flavor. I like licorice on its own, black licorice, but I was never a big fan of having double apple from Nakla or anything. But I also used to smoke a lot from Nakla from sweet melon. Did you guys ever try sweet melon from Nakla? Oh my gosh, it was the best melon flavor, and it actually ruined all other melons for me in the sense that I don't even like smoking any melons ever now. I liked it so much that I don't even like smoking melon at all, even from Nakla anymore. I've tried smoking sweet melon again from back in the day, and I just couldn't get into it. I don't know what it was exactly, but did you guys have any flavors that you used to love back in the day and you fell out of love with, basically? Adrian, Christian, either one of you?
Is this brand specific, or can I just say Blue Mist?
You can say Blue Mist. That's totally fine. I think that's a good one for this, obviously.
Now you can't, Christian.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Let me see here. A flavor that I fell out of love with. I mean, there's probably a lot of them, but the first one that I would have to say that like I went on like probably this was like my first, not first, but like one of the major like where I was like I just have to smoke this constantly. Mighty Freeze.
Mighty Freeze?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Starbucks.
love Mighty Freeze.
Oh no, I never tried it.
Oh my
man.
gosh.
Ooh.
That was so good. Like and like even then I was smoking like the higher quality brands. And I like when Mighty Freeze came out there, everyone's like, oh, we gotta try this at the store. And we tried it and then we ended up smoking like 1.5 kilos of it.
Jeez.
Whenever when it was like legitimately whenever Frank was in town.
Is it still good? Is it worth trying? What is Mighty Freeze? Can you walk me through the flavor a little bit?
It's like a cold lemon. I mean, it's like
the lemon comes across as very.
like,
I don't want to say cleaning agent, but I don't want to not say cleaning agent either.
yeah,
It's very pledgy and not in a bad way though. Is the weird thing.
no,
It's bright, very bright, and very cold.
I enjoy it. I think that's what kind of turned me off of not lemon mint in general, but I can't smoke a lot of lemon mint anymore. But I mean, it was probably my favorite. One of my favorite Starbucks for a long time. Now my favorite. I mean, I don't know if you guys have a favorite Starbucks, but I can still smoke Lebanese Bombshell every now and again.
I love Lebanese Bombshell. It's so good. Oh my gosh.
There's no other hookah flavor like it.
Does not. No,
that's
no.
why.
There is not enough love for Lebanese Bombshell. That is such a good flavor. We're gonna go ahead and roll another giveaway right now. Are you ready for this, Adrian?
Let's go.
Okay, we're gonna do.
I love how non-cinematic these giveaways are that are integrated.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We're going to give away a Matt Pear tip right now. I'm going to go ahead and hit this roll button again. Let's see who wins it. Everyone that's in it has the opportunity to win. It is Akeem Young. Akeem Young, you have won the giveaway. Congratulations. Yes, Akeem.
Winner.
The original super fan, Akeem. If everyone types in, or don't do it all at once because it won't work and you'll probably get banned, but if you type in ! Akeem, then you will get a very special Easter egg just from doing that. So congratulations, Akeem. You've won yourself a Matt Pear tip. Congratulations.
Is Akeem U.S.?
Yes, Akeem is in the U.S. Yes, no problem at all with that. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about some more stuff. Let's go ahead and jump into Starbuzz. I want to talk about everybody's first time smoking some Starbuzz, and I want to start it off with talking about Blue Mist because I did love Blue Mist. It was that flavor. Blue Mist was that flavor back in the day that was like a rite of passage. Like you knew you started to get into hookah a little bit because you started to smoke. Blue Mist. That was what everyone talked about. There used to be groups besides Facebook groups, believe it or not, back in the day. It used to be hookahdomain.com, hookahgiveaway.com. Like they used to be actual websites that you would actually go to. Royal Hookah Forums, Hookah Pro, all those things. And Blue Mist was that flavor. It's like, hey, have you guys tried Blue Mist? It's like, no, what's it like? And it's like, it's so good. So it took over the internet by storm, and everybody used to love it. And I did. I used to love it quite a bit, obviously. What about you?
Sambuca.
Did you? Oh my gosh, let's not talk about Sambuca. Oh my god, fucking memories right there. Jesus. Okay. Were you guys big fans of Blue Mist back in the day? Was it something that you really enjoyed smoking, or what? What was it about Blue Mist that took the internet by storm for such a long time?
That's a hard one. I don't know what specifically it was.
I don't either. I mean, I just know I enjoyed it. Even though that was like the first hookah flavor I ever smoked. Period. And I threw up.
Oh goodness! So and you still wanted to do it?
Solid. Yeah, apparently. I was bad ventilation in the hookah lounge that I was in. There was like no ventilation at all.
Oh my gosh!
And they weren't like, "Oh, drink some water." No. Quick lights and blue mist. Enjoy yourself.
That's fantastic, Adrian. What was it about Blue Mist that took you over? What was it that you just enjoyed so very much?
It was one of the first tobaccos I actually kept at my house, and I don't know. There was something magical about it, and like. Also, I didn't know about other stuff yet. I hadn't realized that like Trifecta Dark was something I could just order, or that Tangiers was something that a newbie like me was allowed to smoke. So I was just smoking Blue Mist, and it was so good. But now there's so many Blue Mist clones that like just do better in the bowl than Blue Mist does. That it's sad, but Blue Mist is kind of. I agree with most of the people in chat. It's not trash.
It is.
Not that good.
It's not all that good, and it's something I think that we just did the best that we had at the time. Somebody's talking about Juul Shisha right now inside of anybody. Oh no, yeah, exactly. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about Juul's tobacco. It's not good. Don't talk about Juul's. Raul just said Juul yum. No, it is not yummy. It is not good. Don't talk about Juul's. No. not at all.
That's
go.
like the tier below Fantasia.
That's that's not even stretching it.
That's
not stretching
hard.
it.
That's like what you just said there. Not many things in the world can be tiered lower than Fantasia.
Yeah, you're gonna piss off our good friend jroc though, so be careful how you say that. Be careful.
Unless you're jroc, then you can smoke whatever the fuck you want.
Whatever you want.
Smoke whatever you want, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care. Not hurting me at all.
Let's get into some Tangiers talk, because Tangiers was something that got brought up about, I didn't realize I could smoke it. My very first experience with Tangiers was awful. I hated the stuff. Thought it was complete garbage. I didn't know what the hype was about. Turns out I just didn't know what the fudge I was doing, because once I figured it out, man, there's very few things that are better than Tangiers. My first flavor with Tangiers was actually the pear flavor, and I thought it was garbage. Never went back to it. Still don't like it. I think it's because I just have this like nasty association with it, basically. And then I tried root beer. They used to have a flavor that was actually called root beer before they had the what's it called now?
Oliaqui or whatever.
Yeah, so Oliaqui. Yeah, exactly. They used to have one that was called root beer, and I tried it, and I didn't think it was all that good. It wasn't until I finally tried a flavor called horchata from Tangiers that I was finally like, this stuff is amazing. It was so good. It's so creamy, so tasty. I just absolutely love it. It is so very tasty. That was my first experience with it, and then finally I got into cane mint and understood like why everybody loved it so much. Passion fruit, guava, some of my all-time favorites forever now. Same thing with like pink grapefruits. Like I've fallen in love with Tangiers for the rest of my life, obviously. But I used to not be a very big fan of it based upon not understanding how to smoke it in the very beginning of it. But what about you guys? Did you guys have a bad experience with Tangiers the very first time you tried to smoke it? Adrian? Yeah. What was it like?
Man, I picked up some cane mint because I had just finished watching Zach from Strictly Shisha's packing tutorial, and I was like, man, this guy makes it look easy. I'm just going to pack this. It's going to be fine. So I'm sitting here with this Tangiers thinking, so you just get a hammer and you put this in the bowl as hard as you can.
Yeah.
So like I overdensed it like way too much, foiled it, didn't understand the amount, like how the whole pattern actually matters with Tangiers. It's one of those rare tobaccos that demands more airflow than most. And it was just so bad. Like it had that, you ever like accidentally rushed a bowl of Tangiers and it's just not quite right? Imagine that, like, but ad nauseum. It's just so bad. And I didn't smoke Tangiers for like 6 months until I was like, maybe I can do it now. And then I did it. But like, there was a point where I was like, Tangiers is awful and no one should smoke it.
Were you ever, the first time you tried it, did you think like everyone lied to you? Like everyone was just like, it was like a big joke and everyone was like, it's great. And then you try and you're like, this is not good at all. What are you talking about? Joke's on you. What about you, Christian?
I'm bamboozled. No, mine was because of Jake from Hookah. And I knew Jake from Hookah wouldn't lie to me at that point. I knew it for a fact. I knew it in my soul. So I knew it was me fucking it up. So I don't know how I saw it or how I bought my first two flavors, which was Welsh cream and horchata. No reason why I would have bought those at all. Though I never smoked like that before in my life. I was just like, they made Jake's top 5 flavors, so I mean, like, clearly they're good, so I'm gonna have to try them. I would wait until he dropped his top 5 flavors of the year, and then if I hadn't tried any of those, I would buy them. Like right then. I think that was even before he had like an affiliate link or anything like that. Like there was nothing. There was like nothing that he was doing. It was just like he's just like, I'm just doing this for the community because I like to do these things. But yeah, I mean, I still kind of have that. Like, I'm like, Jake will take me to the promised land. I don't care. But so it took me a whole 250 to figure out how to pack it.
Oh man, that's just so tough.
$20 down the drain.
A whole 250, like of trying different things and like seeing what would work and like the whole pattern and like I don't know if you guys did. Okay, did you guys have trouble lighting coconut charcoal the first time you guys ever did it?
The very first time, not knowing like
I had to watch a YouTube video.
How long do I have to do this for? Why isn't it just instantly going up in flames like it's the post-toe?
Yeah, exactly. The first couple of times I ever used them, I'm like, man, these things suck because like they're not staying lit. I don't like, but I didn't understand that I had to light them the full way. I'm just like trying to cook these things like one side, just flip them 30 seconds on each side and put them on the bowl. Thought that was right. That was wrong. Smoking out of my Ed Hardy hookah.
Oh my gosh, Ed Hardy hookah? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The first time I had coconut coals, I straight up, this is no bullshit. I tried to light them with a torch.
Oh, I did that
takes
too.
forever.
I did that too. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
With
No,
the
that's
small
the worst.
with the small tongs, and you just burn your fingers the entire time.
Yeah, it was not good.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for the love.
Yeah. But I remember the first time I actually smoked a good bowl of Tangiers, and I had those big white fluffy clouds, and I looked at my roommate, and he looked at me, and he was like, "We figured this out. We have to order more." And we smoked, and then 30 minutes later, we were asleep on the couch. Because the nicotine just hit us, like, because I didn't understand the 3 different lines. Mm-hmm. So we were smoking like the heaviest at that point, which I think was the original.
Yeah,
was the heaviest at that point.
Yeah, Nor's always been the original line, but it used to be a lot stronger. It used to, when they brought the Burley line into, then it toned down quite a bit and stuff. Lucid used to be the washed one that used to be a lot easier to handle and stuff like that. Did you ever try any of the F line stuff? Have you ever smoked any F? What did you think of the F line? I've only ever had the which one was it? Oh, the cool strawberry from the F line back in the day, and that stuff fucked me up bad.
Yeah, that was another one that really screwed me up. Orange soda is what I still to this day I'll smoke F line orange soda.
Oh man, that's
like I have
classic.
no problem with it.
That's classic stuff right there. Let's go ahead and do another giveaway since I can just hit this button and roll it real fast. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this button and see who's going to be the winner of an Azor 50 grams of the cigar flavor. Have you tried the cigar flavor yet, Christian?
No, I haven't.
No?
I've not. No.
Oops, Pipe Dream, you just won. You just scored yourself a congratulations, Pipe Dream. You're the winner of this.
Hey.
Don't even have to ship it. Congratulations.
Proud of you. Proud of you.
No, we're going to re-roll that. We're going to re-roll that right now.
Hey, hold on.
No, we're going to re-roll it.
No, I want more.
No.
Come on.
We want to give a big shout out and thank you to the Hookah Lounge as well as Sky Hookah Distribution for letting us be able to do this gigantic giveaway that we've been doing for a long time now. It's been absolutely fantastic and we appreciate it a ton. The actual winner of this 50 grams of Azor is going to be Bracken Cox. Congratulations, Bracken Cox. I don't believe he's tried the cigar, so congratulations. Yeah. Excited.
I'm going to do some stuff to this can for you, and then we're going to get it right out to you.
Yeah, congratulations. All right, congratulations to all you guys winning awesome prizes. We have more stuff to give away, so don't go anywhere, obviously. Let's go ahead and talk about some key flavors from different flavor lines of tobacco. I want to talk about passion fruit from Alpha Kama, and the reason why is because there was a lot of hype, I feel, that led up to the passion fruit flavor from Alpha Kama, and after I finally tried it, I was like, yep, it lives up to that hype. This is really good stuff. You know, the one thing about Alpha Kama they do really well is they do natural flavors so good. The guava from Alpha Kama I absolutely love because it tastes like an actual guava. The same thing with the passion fruit. When I did my review for passion fruit from Alpha Kama, I actually bought actual passion fruit, cut it, and ate it on camera to show that this is the same stuff. Like this tastes the exact same way as the actual fruit itself, and it is so fantastic in that way. So it took me a long time to finally try it, especially after the hype had already been building for it for such a long time, but I'm so glad that I finally did. Christian, what was your first experience with passion fruit from Alpha Kama?
Ooh, okay, so I actually did like our first look ever of me smoking the passion fruit on Summit Smoke on one of our lives. So I was blown away because I was like, this is the best passion fruit I've ever smoked. Like, period. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like I was super surprised because again, at that price point, I was expecting like, you know, like good, but not great. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But like what they do with the price point that they're at, which I think they're $15.99.
Yeah, usually.
Just above Elfocker's price.
Yeah, and that's really reasonable, especially for like the quality that you're getting. And I think honestly, it's some of the best bang for your buck that you can buy right now, along with Azure. The Azure Blonde is like fantastic.
Love Azure. Yes, I agree completely with that. What about you, Adrian? What was your first experience with the passion fruit from Alpha Kama?
I'm going to skip that question because it was just good. I'm going to move right on to passion fruit
iced tea,
mango freeze.
Oh yeah,
mango
freeze.
I haven't tried that one yet.
That flavor's stupid good.
Stellar.
Like it's
stellar.
Probably in my top 5 flavors ever.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's really good.
Yeah. It's just outstanding. And the first time I tried it, I was like, all right, I've never had an astounding mango flavor, and I was expecting the passion fruit portion to be good. And this is my first attempt at smoking a freeze flavor too, and that first draw I was like, yeah, I fucking get it. I get what you're doing, buddy. I see you.
Good stuff. Absolutely fantastic. All right. So we already talked a little bit about Coles, which I thought was fun to do that. Let's talk about Triforce a little bit. I think that'd be a fun one because it's, I think, the most known mixed flavor in the world of hookah, honestly. I used to smoke it back in the day on the different groups and stuff like that because people always referred to it. Found out exactly what it was, but I would like Christian to walk us through this if if he doesn't mind. What is Triforce and what is your thoughts about it?
Absolutely. Okay, so it's the best mix I've ever had. Period. Yeah. I can give you a little bit of a backstory for that as well. I wasn't there when they first created it. I just helped build the hype for the OG Triforce. The original creator was Sam Weaver, Kerry Harris, and Moise Hassan, where those were the three. And but Triforce is it's 1/3 AF grapefruit, 1/3 AF blueberry, 1/3 AF mint. I don't know what is about that mix, and supposedly they tried 30 other mixes before they found this one, and just like random stuff. I mean, like, it's just like they were using like the energy drink
and
stuff.
Rose,
like, yeah, cardamom. I mean, they were using everything, like, just to see what would go well together. But yeah, so those guys, like, I don't know, it's a fantastic flavor. I think they named it that because we were obsessed with Zelda a little bit in Columbus. So like they were like, oh, this would be a cool name because it's 3 flavors and it's going to be a force.
I would love to find out some more information about this because I remember smoking Triforce back in the day before I knew about Hookah Rush. I'm not saying that they didn't invent it or anything, but like I knew about it in other means, I guess is all I'm trying to say. So I'd love to find out exactly, like in the groups that I used to frequent back in the day, like hookahdomain.com, exactly where that came from because I didn't know about the Hookah Rush stuff that was also going on. I wonder if it's a weird thing where like 2 mediums came together without even knowing, or if it's, the case where Hookah Rush did it, they maybe weren't as known as they are now, so it just never got the name recognition that it should have. I really don't know, but I just find it to be such an interesting story. It'd be cool to find some more back history about it, honestly.
From what I understand, it was 2011 is when they created it.
See, I used to smoke it in 2008 and 2009. Okay,
so then this could be completely different than Hookah Rush.
Very interesting.
So
2008, Hookah Rush wasn't even alive yet.
Huh. Okay, so Hookah Rush invented it, period. That's what I'm going with. That's the AM podcast hot take.
That's the stance.
For Bracken, you are absolutely correct. Doing that same mix with Alpha Kama is just better. And then my good buddy, my good personal friend, Jim Zaida. There's this brand called Ugly, and he has come up with this flavor called Triforce. I'm assuming that you've tried this.
You did the first live on it, I believe, Christian. Isn't that correct?
Yeah,
on Facebook, yeah.
Yeah. I have been hounding Jim for 2 years to make this flavor. Hounding him. I'm like, dude, just take your grapefruit, which is fantastic, and put a good blueberry and some mint in there, and you'll be fine. And he's like, oh, that'd be easy. And I'm like, go home and do it. And then a year goes by, and he calls me up, and he's like, hey, man, I'm thinking about doing that now. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, can you send me those flavors so I can get like a profile of what it's going to be like? And I'm like, no problem. Let me mix it together. I'll send it out to you. He actually ends up driving down, bringing us our order, and we give him the stuff. And he goes home and he's like, wow, this is really good. And I'm like, I know. So then another year goes by, and he calls me up and he's like, hey, I got like 750 grams of this stuff. You guys want to try it? And we're like, yeah, bring it to Hookah Rush. And he ends up bringing it over, and we love it. I think, again, my initial feedback was, hey, the blueberry isn't as strong as I would personally like from just like an original taste, but it is excellent just in general. And I think he has corrected that in the new batch.
So I have this video on Pipe Dream Hookah. Jim actually came to Lansing, Michigan. Good thing Chicago, Ohio, and Michigan are so close to each other.
That was the day after he saw us.
Really? So he comes straight out to Michigan after hanging out with you guys and brings this. We actually did a YouTube video straight from Six Hookah Lounge right next to Michigan State University. And woohoo, go Spartans.
Go Spartans.
And man, this the first time I tried it, I was like, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Because every time you want to smoke Triforce normally, you have to go out and buy 3 flavors, and you got to mix them. And then there's a financial investment that you didn't have to make, and then there's this investment of time. And you're usually buying subpar flavors. And now there's gyms I just Triforce, and I just wanted to talk about that because it's a really cool thing. I got to try it really early, like you guys. And and there's another flavor. While we're on the topic of ugly, have you had the mango lemonade?
Yeah, he dropped that off with the. I know that one. I was just like, "What?" I was like, "You're a mad hookah scientist, man! Like, what are you doing?" And I really like that flavor as well. Just in general, I mean, I've always been a pretty big supporter of Jim, just in general, just because he's a really nice dude and he's always very much supporting the communities. But yeah, I mean, he's doing some crazy things over there, and I think there's even going to be some other flavors that come out. Like, I'm pretty sure. Did you try roller coaster early as well?
Oh yeah. Oh, I've got like 500 grams of roller coaster right now.
Yeah, I love roller coaster. Like, anytime anyone used to come into Hookah Rush, and they would be like, "Hey, like, I don't like double apple," and I'm like, "Here's what's going to change that for you." So that's, if anyone doesn't like double apple and you want to get into double apple, that's an excellent flavor to try and get into double apple, because it's like a citrus in double apple.
So Matt, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but it's 8:37 my time. We need to give away a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And
if we want to take calls, we got to do everything pretty shotgun.
I was just about to say, do you want to do some calls right now, and whoever makes the phone calls, we can start giving away prizes?
Let's call in.
Okay.
And we're going to give away everything to callers, and then when we run out of callers, we'll
see what we have
give
left.
Away everything else real fast.
Okay, so you can see the call message right there on the screen, 319-527-3235. Give us a call, and we will start. We'll start giving away stuff, and we'll also start taking calls. All you got to do is give us a quick phone call, 319-527-3235, and join us on the show. And you can ask our esteemed guest a question if you so feel inclined to. Now, Christian, I think you had some questions that you wanted to ask us. Is that correct?
Yeah. So, these are kind of like non-hookah related a little bit, but I was going to ask you, since you guys are a podcast, what other podcasts do you guys listen to?
Oh yeah, this is a good one. Okay, Adrian, why don't you go ahead and take this?
I'm a big fan of podcasting. I'm a driver right now, so I have a lot of time to consume content. Off the top of my head, like 3 or 4 of my favorite podcasts. Joe Rogan podcast is always interesting. He's a smart dude, and I love to watch him go off. The H3 podcast, I haven't watched it as much, but they've always had good guests. There is Your Mom's House podcast with Tom Segura and Christina P. So good. It's an awesome podcast. And then if you want to get really nerdy, there's a podcast called The Adventure Zone. And it's like a tabletop gaming podcast where they go through campaigns. You can find it on Spotify, and I would recommend every single one of these. They're all awesome. Good content. The longer the podcast, the better, in my opinion. And Joe Rogan goes like 3-4 hours sometimes.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Okay, so I already got a caller on the line. I'll give out some podcast recommendations here in a little while, but let's go ahead and see who is on the line. We have area code 209. Area code 209. Who is this?
Hey, it's Chris, man. What's up?
Oh, what is up, Chris? Congratulations. You just scored yourself a Matt Pear tip. Congratulations, Chris. So happy to have
Good
you.
job, Chris.
Congratulations. I think that's all the stuff that I have to give away. So we will start giving away some Azure as well here shortly. But what are you up to, Chris? Are you smoking right now?
No, I'm not smoking today, man. Just sitting here waiting for my my buddy to get back so I can start work.
Very nice.
Here at about 6 o'clock.
Very cool. Do you have a question for our esteemed guest, Mr. Christian, today? Oh, that's somebody else that just hopped on. Hold on a second. Let me mute that. Sorry about that, Chris.
Oh my.
Do you have a question for our Chris that we have on the show today?
Mr. Christian, what would you say is your favorite hookah at the moment?
Ooh, favorite hookah. Now, okay, so I am typically more of a modern smoker, so I've been very much liking the DSHs and also the Matt Pears.
Russia.
Yeah, roughly equally. The stainless steel just gives a different taste to the smoke, in my personal opinion. But obviously, if you're gonna go like back to the old staple, I mean, I've had a Regal for 4 years now, and that's been like pretty much my daily driver. Apart from like this 6-month break to Matt Pear and DSH.
Very, very nice. Chris, I'm going to go ahead and kick you off the line. Thank you for asking your question. Congratulations on winning.
Real quick, Matt, I know you had, how many mouth tips did you have total to give away?
Total to give away? I gave away a total of like 7 or 8. I'm not sure.
With Sunpipes and Matt Pears?
Sunpipe and Matt Pears, I think it was like 12.
12? Okay, I'm going to do 2 more of the Azure and then do a final count. I'm shipping them all out at the same time because my schedule doesn't allow for 12 trips to the post office a day. But let's do 2 more and then I'll do a final count. And I'm not going to say how I'm going to do it just yet, but it's going to involve this channel and me playing a video game. And if there's any excess, I will give them all away this week.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so area code 443. Who is this?
It's your boy jroc. What's going on?
What is up,
going
jroc?
on, man?
Congratulations, you just scored yourself an Azure 50 grams of cigar. What are you doing right now, man?
Kick ass. I'm smoking right now, listening to you guys, the family. Smoking Alchemist Peppermint Mocha.
Ooh, how is that? I know you're a big peppermint fan. How is that one smoking?
I haven't had it in a while. I had it when it first came out, but this thing is it's ripping. I see they calm down their juice in the shisha because to me it was kind of soupy, but now they calmed it down whereas though it's a little dry. It's just right. It's kind of like Alpha Comma. It's just right. So when I'm smoking it, it's pumping.
Very, very nice. Now,
what brand is that?
Alchemist.
Oh, thank you for shouting out. Nobody don't sleep on Fantasia because I'm still a Fantasia fan.
Hey,
you know what?
man.
You're a pretty big fan of the show. You call in most times. I'm gonna send you a little something with that mouth tip. You're gonna have something else coming out too.
He's got Azure. You're gonna be sending him the Azure.
Yeah.
With the Azure, you're gonna get some other shit. Because if you like that peppermint mocha, I've had too much of it, and I may or may not have an unopened kilo.
Ooh. jroc, did you see in the chat that we have a little Easter egg for you?
No, be honest with you, I ain't people. What's it? Do I gotta do a hashtag or
I just did it. I just did it right now. It's just exclamation point jroc, and there's a little Nightbot Easter egg for you, waiting for you. It's not coming up for some reason right now because Nightbot is lazy, I guess. But I'll get that figured out for some reason if it's not working. But do you have a question for our esteemed guest, Mr. jroc?
Oh, yeah. What's going on? Question. What is your go-to accessory to have for your hookah?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's an excellent one,
because mine is
nice
a
to talk to you as
I
well,
got to
by
have
the
a
way.
diffuser at the bottom because regardless of it definitely quiets out the sound, but I think it makes the smoke smoother when you draw.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and drop you from the call right now, but Christian will answer that off the air. Okay.
Take it easy, boss.
Right.
Easy, man.
One love
as always.
All right. So, what is your favorite hookah accessory, Christian?
Okay, if we're talking about like I only can have one hookah accessory apart from having everything else normal, I'm going to take a soft touch silicone hose. I think they're exactly. They're so underrated. I mean, honestly, the hoses are fantastic. I mean, also, the Moses hoses are awesome as well. Ooh, stop playing with me. Also, the other, and like obviously if I had like a 1A, 1B, be Provost. But those are my two favorite.
Provost, I think, is a tool that every hookah smoker should definitely have. We're going to go ahead and take another call. Area code 601. Who is this area code 601?
What's up, Matt? It's Kenneth.
Hey, Kenneth. How are you doing? I just want to give a very quick shout-out. I don't want to go into anything personal or details, but I want you to know that everyone here at the AM Hookah Podcast, our thoughts and prayers are with you at all times and stuff. But we love you, and thank you so much for the support and everything that you offer to us and stuff. But we love you, man. We really do. So thank you for everything.
I appreciate it, guys. It's crazy because here about a year ago when I first started getting big into like the online community, it was like unbiased. That was like my family, and now it's like me watching this every Monday. That becomes like my niche. You know, like I'm not even online that much anymore, but I make sure to make this.
We love you and we appreciate it so much. What are you up to, Kenneth?
Just put on my Toxicity vinyl from System of a Down, listening to music.
Oh,
I was thinking about starting a hookah, but I wasn't too sure yet tonight.
Always.
I love you already.
Yeah. So, I really don't have a question before you ask. It's just I wanted to let you guys know that I appreciate what y'all do. And, like, you might not know it, but, like, this hour and a half that you guys do, and it's not even the free shit, dude. It's none of that. It's just, like, getting to talk to people that also care about hookah like the way I do, you know? And getting to see you guys and communicate with you guys, it just really means a lot. And like I don't know if anybody else feels the same way, but like I really enjoy this part of the community.
We love you, man. We're
Thank
gonna
you
send.
so much.
I know you said it wasn't about the free shit, and I know that that's the truth for you, even though you win a ton of stuff from our show. But we are gonna hook you up with an Azor cigar as well. We'll get that sent out to you. But we appreciate you, man.
Hey, before he goes, can I ask him a
Appreciate it,
question?
Matt. You guys take it easy.
Oh yeah, Christian.
Since he's got-
Hold on,
Yeah,
Kenneth. Christian has a question for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
since you don't have a question for me, I have a question for you. What is your favorite system
I
of a down
cannot
song?
hear him.
Oh, he said he can't hear you. He said, "What is your favorite System of the Down song?"
Oh man. So we were having a big talk earlier at work about the prison song, and it's so hard to pinpoint one system song because of how deep they all are. You know, like this is a guy who's fighting for the fact that a genocide happened in Armenia when Armenia doesn't even want to talk about it. You know, he can't even go back to his home country because of the way he feels and like his beliefs about stuff. So just like sitting down and vibing to it, because like one minute you'll think that it feels this way, and then another minute it'll feel this way, because it's just so deep and so intricate. Like System is badass, dude. Like the hardest decision I've made in a really long time was when I went to a record store and I saw 4 of the System albums, and I was like, I had to call Diamond. I was like, Diamond, which one do I get? And he was like, get Toxicity. And I was like, I don't know if that one or Steal This Album. I'm getting one of these.
Steal This Album, man.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Kenneth. We appreciate it as always. Much love to you. Okay.
Yep. Have a good night, man.
Take it easy.
All right, let's go.
We're trying to build a prison. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
We're gonna.
They're trying to build a prison.
Oh my goodness, we got another caller to take right now.
Dun 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 dun.
Area code 701. Who is this? Who is this? Area code 701.
I love it.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Captain Wetbeard.
Hey, Captain
I'm
Wetbeard.
only here for the giveaway.
How are you doing? What are you up to, man?
Kidding. Oh, not much. Smoking hookah and watching your podcast.
Awesome. What are you smoking right now?
I just loaded up some Tangier's passion fruit from the F line.
Oh man, I used to love Tangiers from passion fruit from Tangiers. I smoked it all the time. Recently, kind of had to put it away to remember how much I loved it, so I could go back to it another day. But that's awesome.
Don't want to get tired of that flavor too quickly.
Yeah. I have a question for you to start this off, and then if you have a question for us, feel free to ask it. But what was the first flavor you ever tried and you like got it? What was your ding flavor that I've been meaning to ask everyone but forgot?
The first flavor that I tried from Tangiers was a Lolioki. Or that was rather the first flavor that I actually got right as far as packing and smoking.
Yeah, I think that's the two different things.
Phenomenal. What do you have any questions for us, Captain Whitbeard?
I actually do. Since Christian is a vapor and a hookah smoker, I was curious if there. Well, first of all, Christian, I'm curious if you've tried any of the e-hookah products, whether it be like that Starbuzz hose with the battery built in, or I myself, I have the Aspire Proteus. It's an e-hookah head that you just stick on top of a hookah, and it, you put your vape juice in it basically. So I was just curious if you have tried any of those products.
Oh, very nice. We'll answer that off the air. Let me kick you from the call real quick, but thank you so much for calling. We appreciate it.
And as he kicks you out of the call,
absolutely,
I will let you know I have a 50 gram of Azure for you, and that's the last one we're going to give away today.
Awesome, perfect.
Okay, so should I answer now?
Yeah, go ahead and answer it.
Okay, so I personally, if I was going to buy one, it would be the Aspire, like what he has as well. I have tried the Starbuzz version of the hookah hose, which was cool in the beginning, but it just didn't really do anything for me. I prefer to use like an actual like vape right now. But this is kind of like, I like it because, again, I also drive a lot. I drive an hour and 5 minutes one way to work every day. So like that's basically like 2 hours and 20 minutes, and it's nice to have this to like vape on whenever I'm like going home or doing whatever, just kind of like working on the PC or whatever.
You don't want to hold a hose with you the whole time while you're driving your car, just like hanging out and just
Oh, have you guys ever smoked hookah in the car?
Yeah,
I have.
Absolutely. I've seatbelted that thing in there, smoking it on the way to work just to record a video on it.
Yes. I was rocking heavy Lotus, had the Lotus in it. Oh, that was a pretty fantastic trip that we had.
Never do it again. It was a terrible idea.
Yeah. We thought we were so cool.
We have another caller on the line right now. We're gonna take we have 3 more. We're almost through. I promise. Caller, area code 510. Who is this?
This is Eddie Chung.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Paul? How you doing? Why you always gotta say Eddie?
What's up, Eddie?
I don't know, man. It's just a thing now. I call in. I tell everybody I'm Eddie.
What do you think about your little Easter egg? Do you enjoy it?
I didn't see it because I turned the chat off to call in.
Well, when you type in
I'll pass on later.
Well, yeah, when you type in ! Paul, it says, "Hi Eddie, how are you doing?"
Oh, nuts.
You still driving on your way home, Paul?
No, I've been home for about an hour and a half now, just kind of relaxing. I'm gonna pack, go work out.
Very nice.
Eddie, did you get your PC?
Do you have your PC, Eddie?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear us?
No.
Hello?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Do you have a question for us?
Yeah, kind of. I wanted to know what Christian's favorite all-time car is, because he's pretty big into that stuff.
Ooh. Let's break this out. Let's see what other things besides Hookah we can talk about. We'll take that question off the air. Thank you so much for calling, Paul, Eddie. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Paul.
Take it easy, Eddie, Paul.
All right, man.
His favorite car is a 2015 Ford Fusion.
There you go. Yeah, well, that's my daily. My favorite car probably that I've ever driven would have to be the Tesla. But my family's had 3
cool.
Teslas throughout the years. We had the Roadster, we've had the P90, and then the P100D.
Wow.
So we like Teslas. And probably my dream car that I don't have, just because, again, this would be like if you don't have it, like that's what you'd be dreaming about, would be actually a Corvair truck.
Oh, Corvair.
A 1964 Corvair ramp side truck.
I used to own a Corvair, a car.
I still own one. I have 2.
Do you really? Oh my goodness. Yeah,
I have a Monza and a Spider.
Man, I had a Spider back in the day. It was a piece of crap. It was broken, and I made the bad choice of selling it.
Become better friends with Mr. Lauber over here. I didn't know how hard he balled.
Man, that's crazy.
A trip on down to Ohio soon.
You have to, man. You'll have to come see, like, between my dad, me, and my grandfather. We have over 22 cars now. 22 different cars. So like, and it ranges from like, we have like a 1914 up to like 2017, I think.
Holy crap!
That's crazy.
So we have a little bit of everything.
All right, we got another caller waiting on the line. Area code 408. Who is this? Area code 408.
Your friendly neighborhood hookologist, per usual. How is everyone?
How are you doing, Tommy? Tommy's also a car guy. He actually sells cars. What are you up to, Tommy?
Making dinner, actually.
Anything yummy?
Listening in on the podcast, my weekly call.
Yes, we appreciate it, as always.
Beautiful.
We have our awesome guest tonight, Christian. Do you have a question for him?
Yeah, Christian, what got you into vaping, actually?
Oh.
Because hookah and vaping just kind of came out randomly at one point. I used to work at a hookah lounge, and then all of a sudden everyone started bringing their little vape pens in. I was like, all right, I'm about to lose my job, and I have to go work at a vape bar now.
Okay, so what got me into vaping? That's an interesting question.
Before you answer that, it's because I feel like it's going to be a good question. Let me ask you real quick, Tommy. What was the first flavor that you tried and you got it? What was your ding flavor?
That's a hard one. I started smoking when I was really drunk at a party once. So I tried it, and then I found out there was a hookah lounge 15 minutes away. So I drive to the next town over to the lounge I eventually started working at, and I looked at the list of flavors. All of them were Starbuzz. So, I mean, apparently I'm a Starbuzz guy. So I think the first flavor that I tried that made me say, hey, I like this, it was a mix of Pirate's Cove and lemon mint. That actually was an amazing flavor.
And it was the first time you're
and then I bought my own hookah the next day.
Oh, very nice.
Outstanding.
All right, we'll take your question off the air. Thank you so much for calling, though, Tommy. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Tommy.
Anytime.
Enjoy your dinner, buddy. Have a good night.
All right, so what got you into vaping, Christian? Let's answer that question.
Okay, so this was kind of like it was whenever I started driving a lot more, I just kind of picked it up because I was like, well. And trust me, I had a lot of like hits and misses about what I like and what I don't like, because I found out real early that I'm really sensitive to the nicotine on the back of my throat. I don't know if you guys, if either one of you, I don't know if you vape or not, but
I vape at 6.6.
Yeah,
because the nicotine buzz is good, but it definitely affects the flavor in the throat head.
But this stuff, again, the reason why I like this Keep It 100 is because they use really high quality nicotine, and or whatever you want to call it, the juice and stuff. You can see how clear it is. That's how you can tell the quality of the nicotine as well in vape juice. Yeah, so that's a nice little thing to kind of go. But I just, again, it was kind of like driving, and I just was like, well, this would be nice to do whenever I'm stuck in traffic and I'm like stressed out because I'm going to be late to work. Which doesn't happen very often, I promise. But
never.
Yeah. Trust me, I had like one, like, obviously, you know, like snow is not fun sometimes. Sliding all over the place in my Fusion.
Well,
that's kind of why.
We have one more caller, and then we'll probably end the show after that. But the one more caller, the area code is 573. Who is this? Area code 573.
Hey, this is Physics Geek.
Physics Skeeves?
Geek.
Physics Geek.
G-E-E-K.
I'm terrible.
Also, I don't think he can hear anyone but you, Matt. Just
Sorry.
so you know.
Can you hear the other guys talking right now?
I cannot, no. I can only hear you.
Oh, well, I have no idea why that's happening, so I will echo their sentiments to you if they... I have no idea why. That's weird. I thought I had it set up, but I guess I don't. Well, surprise,
I've been saying
surprise.
bye to everybody. No one even knows.
Yeah, you've been so nice. Okay, now I'm having conversations with other people, and they can't. Hey, Matt, just so you know, audio setup is different this time. People calling in the conference can't hear you. Sorry, that's my bad. I will figure that out, and I don't know why that's going on. All right, so Physics Geek, what are you up to right now?
Right now, I'm transferring documents over from Word to LaTeX, which sounds cooler than it is.
Yeah, it does sound really cool.
No, it's really boring.
Oh,
but it's all right.
Very cool. Do you have a question for our esteemed guest, Christian, here today?
I did. So I was actually wondering, and this is something that like I just kind of am curious about for a lot of people is, what was the first good bowl that you ever owned that really like made you feel like, yeah, I'm doing this right. I packed a good bowl.
That's a good
question.
question.
What bowl did you pack that in?
That's a really, really good question. We'll go ahead and take that off of the air. Thank you so much for calling Physics Geek. We appreciate it a ton. Adrian, say goodbye real quick. See if he can hear you. Nope, I messed it up, and now I can't hear you. So that's not good. Why did that happen? Try it again, Adrian.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear them?
Can you hear me?
Nope.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and
Bye,
drop. Bye. All right. So let's go ahead and take Physics Geek's question real quick, and then we will end the show. So what is the very first bowl that you got that you feel like you actually figured it out with that bowl? Christian, if you want to take it first.
Sure. HJ Alien.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, like that was like my first, like I was like, oh my gosh, like this is the best thing that's ever happened. And like, you know, like everyone was explaining why like funnels were better than, you know, like straight Egyptian bowls or edgies, whatever you want to call them, or eggies. And yeah, I don't know. I remember packing that and being like, I need like 15 more of these bowls. And then I smashed it.
Oh no!
It was packing a bowl, and it just fell right off the counter, and I was just like, "This is my luck." All right.
Oh man! All right. Well, I was going to say an alien as well, so I'm not going to bother saying that. I just want to jump over to Adrian and ask him, because Adrian did this awesome video on his channel recently where he went through and talked about his entire bowl collection. It was absolutely fantastic. But which one is what's your favorite bowl that you have out of all those?
I guess my favorite bowl. That's hard, man. I've got a Stone Bowl, Relics, Ring, Mason. I've got a bunch of rare bowls. I'll just go with the original question of my first good bowl that I've ever packed. And I think when it really hit me how good hookah could be was when I got my Goodfella V3. Ooh. And I packed it up with some Bahraini apple from Fakir's Golden Line. And the clouds were hitting. The flavor was stellar. I had some, that was my first box of titaniums too. And I was like, oh, hookah's even better than I thought it was. And,
yeah,
that's pretty fantastic. Well, this has been a very fun, long show with a lot of odd technical difficulties that I hope we get figured out by next week. We should, hopefully, right, Adrian? I'll figure it out, right?
I would think so, yeah.
Okay.
If we don't, then I quit.
I got it. I believe in you.
Oh, thank you, Christian. All right, so let's go ahead and give off our information. Christian, if people want to find you on the internet, where can they find you, and where can they find Summit Smoke?
Okay, yeah. If you want to type in, if you're looking for the actual link, it is facebook.com/Summit Summit Smoke Columbus, because that's where we're based, obviously. If you guys want to see our more recent live, we did kind of Shaman Coles and I always butcher this name, Alpha Kama Orange.
That's what you say.
Yeah, and then this most recent one that's going to be coming up, we're actually going to do Drunk Mario Kart, I think.
Oh, are you going to do, what's it called, where you're supposed to either finish the drink before you finish the lap, or you're supposed to not be able to finish your lap until you finish your drink? Have you ever heard of that before?
Ooh, no, I've never heard of that, but that sounds like a fun one. So the only one that I'll tell you we played gaming-wise was you would inhale a hit of hookah, and then you have to play a thing of Tekken, and you're not allowed to exhale until you either KO the person.
Oh, boy, that would be horrible. That sounds great.
No.
Yeah. That was Psycho Crazy Christian 22.
Nope.
Where can people find you on the internet, Adrian?
If you like hookah reviews, unboxing tutorials, and other jank hookah videos, go check me out at Pipe Dream Hookah on YouTube. If you want to find me at Twitter and the Instagram, go to _Pipe Dream. And if you want to find me on Facebook, my name's Adrian. This is what my face looks like.
Hi.
Oh,
Matt, where can they find you?
If they want to find me, you can find me at Matt Dezen. I'm Matt Dezen everywhere. Only Matt Dezen on Twitter. Only Matt Dezen on Instagram. Only Matt Dezen on Facebook. You can find the AM Hookah. You can find the AM Hookah
shirts come out.
The AM Hookah podcast on all sorts of social medias as well: Twitter, Instagram, and also the YouTubes that you're on right now. And on Facebook, you can find a group and a page. Thank you guys so much for watching all the butchering and the craziness that we did. This is gonna be a weird one for me to try to turn into an audio. I don't know how I'm going to do it.
We need to do before season 3. I need to drive on down to Columbus. We need to do this again, but with me and my boy here in the same room.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, let's do it. I am about it. Or I'll come.
Awesome.
Yes, 100%. Let's do it.
That'd be absolutely.
You can come to the Summit Smoke, the lair.
I'll bring a handle of Tito's and we'll go ham.
That sounds like a blast.
Pokemon Go Pikachu.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We're going to be giving away some more stuff. Adrian said that he's going to do something on the channel in the soon future, so make sure you're subscribed. You hit that bell icon so you know the moment that we go live. And until next time, guys, well, keep on smoking. Bye.